बिहार पड़ेगी गाड़ी मोटरसाइकिल पड़ेगी कहीं हाँ 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 एत बाट पुणी जी पुणी से भाव देखिए कौन टाइम आस Good afternoon. Let's start today's discussion on current affairs. Let's first go to the topics. Fine. And in today's topic, the most important, the first topic is on reservation. Fine. You know, uh, once the country became independent and the constitution came into force, so government started applying the principle of reservation. It was a positive discrimination. Why it was there? So reservation in India is a positive discrimination policy because some section in the society are lagging behind and we are to provide them the scope for equity. Okay, the policy is a policy of equity, not equality. Policy of equity. Fine. So, sensitive of the welfare state towards the weaker section over decades resulted in gradual expansion of the canopy of reservation. So, reservation was initially launched for a period of 10 years. When it was launched, initially it was for 10 years, but subsequently, so it is being extended and the canopy means its sphere is being spreading. So this was initially to this much and right now it is being spreading. Find the canopy or cover. That means the canopy here means more and more people, more and more section of the society are being brought under the reservation. Okay. So in the form increasing classification under Article 16. Okay. The jurisprudence of reservation relies on the symbiotic coexistence of constitutionally granted equality of opportunity in public employment under Article 16(1) of the Constitution of India and classification there under various clauses of the same article, especially Article 16(4) and Article 16(4)(a), which are the nature of facilitating provisions vesting a discretion on the government to consider providing reservation for the socially and educationally backward section of the society and to provide reservation in promotion to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe respectively. That's subsequently added. Okay. So is reservation a fundamental right? No. It is a settled law time and again reiterated by the Supreme Court that there is no fundamental right to reservation or promotion under Article 16(4) and under Article 16(4)(a) of the Constitution. Rather, they are enabling provisions. So what they are? Remember this very important. So these 16(4) and 16(4)(a) both are enabling provisions for providing reservation if the circumstances so warrant. So it was declared at the Mukesh Kumar and another versus state of Uttarakhand and in 2020. Fine. So moving further, knowing more detail about this. However, the pronouncement on no way understate the constitutional directive under Article 46 that mandates that the state shall promote with special care the educational and economic interest. What? Educational and economic interest. Educational and economic interest of the weaker section. Weaker section of the people. and in particular scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. In fact, sensitivity of the welfare state towards the weaker section over decades resulted in the gradual expansion of canopy of reservation in the form of increasing classifications under Article 16, a set of actions that created a wave of litigation by which resulted in ever evolving jurisprudence of affirmative action in public employment. Fine. So that means this is affirmative action. This action is in the positive direction because so it is an affirmative action by the state where so the state makes some law to for the upliftment of a section who is lagging behind. Fine. So racial reservation was for the SC and ST, the backward section in the society, the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. But the Mondal Commission has recommended for reservation of the OBC or other backward classes. Okay, so coming to the Mondal Commission issue, reservation in employment which are otherwise confined to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes got extended to other backward classes. SC and ST are the castes, but here the OBC are the classes. As well as on the basis of recommendation of the second backward class commission known as the popularly known as the Mondal Commission. The Mondal Commission was appointed and in 1980 provide and recommended to provide 27% reservation in for OBC in the central services public sector undertakings over the above the existing 22.5% for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Okay, and VP Singh government so implemented it in 1990 and it was the same as asserted in the Supreme Court resulting in the historic Indira Sahni judgment in 1992. Okay, so earlier the reservation was only for the SC and the STs, totaling to 22.5%, and the Mondal Commission recommended for OBC 27%. It all total became 49.5%. Right, reservation increased to 49.5%. The judgment, a 9-judge bench headed by Chief Justice M.H. Kania upheld the constitutionality of the 27% reservation but put a ceiling of 50% unless exceptional circumstances warranting the breach, so that constitutionally guaranteed right of equality under Article 14 could remain secured. So although the Supreme Court bench headed by the Chief Justice, so they agreed for reservation of 27%, but they put a ceiling that reservation should not exceed 50%. In any case, it should not be 50%, and the constitutionality of the reservation, but put a ceiling of 50% unless exceptional circumstances warranting the breach. Fine. So the limit was set at 50%. The court dwelt on the interrelationship between the Article 16.1, 16.4 and declared that Article 16.4 is not an exception to Article 16.1. Rather, all illustrations and classification implicit under Article 16.1. Fine. While Article 16A is a fundamental right, Article 16.4 is an enabling provision. It's not a fundamental right. So, it is an enabling provision. For the court directed the exclusion of the creamy layer by way of horizontal division of every other backward classes into creamy layer and non-creamy layers. So, although the reservation was given for the OBC, but the concept of creamy layer based on income was fixed, and the person in the creamy layer will be banned from getting the reservation of OBC because although they are from the same social strata, but they are economically well off. Fine. So this is where the clarity was given. The economically well off section will not be given that reservation benefit because they are under the creamy layer. Fine. The Constitution 77th Amendment Act 1995, in the VANIK case, the Supreme Court upheld that Article 64 of the Constitution of India does not authorize reservation in the matter of promotion. However, the judgment was not to affect the promotion already made and hence only prospective in operation. It was ruled. Fine. So, but reservation for promotion for SC and ST will be there. Fine. By the Constitution 77th Amendment 1995, which Article 64A was inserted to provide that nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any provision for reservation in matter of promotion to any class or classes of post the services under the state in favor of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Okay. Then enabling provision, okay, which in the opinion of the state is not adequately represented in the services under the state. As so they are not adequately represented, so state can similarly follow the policy of reservation in promotion also for the SC and ST. That means SC and ST can enjoy the policy of reservation, okay, in promotion also. Later, two more amendments were brought, one to ensure consequential seniority and another to secure carry forward of unfulfilled vacancy of a year. The former by way of addition of Article 16.4a and the latter by way of Article 16.4b. Fine. These two are subsequently added as enabling provisions to ensure that these are properly implemented, and the enabling provisions make it easier for their implementation. The Constitution Bench in M. Nagaraj's case 2006, a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court declared the 1995 amendment as not vocative of basic structure of the Constitution, but laid down certain conditions which included the collection of quantifiable data showing backwardness of the class and inadequacy of representation of that class in public employment. The bench held that creamy layer among scheduled castes and tribes is to be excluded from the reservation. Okay, even here, so they have added that the creamy layer among the SC ST also should be bad from the reservation, but it was subsequently change. Okay. Janal Singh versus Lakshman Narayan Gupta 2020. The Constitutional Bench Supreme Court was called on to examine wisdom of the 2006 judgment on the light of the constitutionally recognized socio-economic backwardness of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, which may not require any further substantiation because they are already backward. It was also contended that the requirement to identify creamy layer among scheduled castes and scheduled tribe felt fall of Indira Savani's decision. The Constitutional Bench invalidated the requirement to collect quantifiable data in relation to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, but upheld the principle of applicability of creamy layer in relation to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Fine. So this is the development, and why it is in news? So it was in news because of the 103 Amendment Act 2009. For the first time, the central government provided for reservation of EWS. Fine. So economically weaker section of the higher caste. So by the 103rd Amendment, okay, reservation was provided for economically weaker sections and other scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and backward class of government job and admission in education institutions currently under challenges before the Supreme Court, which has referred the same to the Constitutional Bench. The adjudication awaited in this regard may also turn to be critical milestone in the jurisprudence of reservation, as traditional understanding of backwardness is broadened to specifically include economic backwardness without social backwardness, as is traditionally seen. Fine. So this gives a clarity of the cases, and once the government added reservation for the EWS, so how this 22.5%, 27% and 10%, so it is going to exceed the Supreme Court set limit. So in that Jasri Lakshman Rao Patil versus Chief Minister 2021 case, despite the Indira Savani ruling, there have been attempts on the part of many states to breach the rule by way of expand the reservation coverage, and the Maharashtra Socially and Educational Backward Class Act 2018 on Maratha reservation came under challenge before the Supreme Court, which referred the same to a bench of 5 judges, and one question was whether the 1991 judgment needs a relook or not. In the case of Supreme Court, not only affirmed the Indira Swani decisions but also struck down Section 4A 1A and Section 41B of the Act, which provided 12% reservation for the Maratha in educational institutions and 13% reservation in public employment, especially citing the breach of the ceiling. Because in that case, in the last one case, the ceiling of 50% has been fixed. That reservation should not exceed 50%, and based on that, so this Supreme Court rejected this the judgment that the order of the or the special enactment of the Maharashtra government for the Maratha. This judgment is likely to rein in the propensity on the part of some state government to blatantly disregard the stipulated ceiling on electoral grounds rather than any exceptional circumstances as conceived by the Constitution bench. It is pertinent to note that several states such as Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh have made submission to Supreme Court against any upper limit on reservation. They want that this upper limit of 50% need a review. Okay, because for specific requirement they need that the reservation in their particular state should be more than the ceiling set by the Supreme Court. Okay, so this is the present status. The matter is sub judice, and so the clarity is needed by the order of the Supreme Court. Fine. The next topic today is about that wildlife called the Asian elephants. So elephant is India's national heritage animal. Fine. So Government of India declared elephant as our national heritage animal, and the Asian elephant is distributed throughout the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia from India to the west, Nepal in the north, Sumatra in the south, and Borneo in the east. The Asian elephant is the largest living land animal in Asia. Since 1986, the Asian elephant has been listed as endangered by the IUCN Red List. The population has declined by at least 50% over the last 3 elephant generations, which is about 60-70 years. Fine. That means, so their number has drastically been reduced to 50%. It is primarily threatened by loss of habitat, habitat degradation, fragmentation, and poaching for the ivory. Fine. The Asian elephant is listed in the CITES Appendix 1. CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, also list elephant in its list of protected animals. The Fauna Flora, also known as Washington Convention, is a multilateral treaty to protect endangered plants and animals. Fine. So, for protection of elephants, the Government of India has launched Project Elephant in light of the Project Tiger. Okay, so Project Elephant was launched in February 1992. Fine, in light of the Project Tiger in the country. Okay, to provide, what is the objective of this Project Elephant? It aims to provide financial and technical support to major elephant-bearing states in the country for protection of elephants, their habitat, and corridors. So, a corridor is the way they regularly use to travel in their journey, because they need regular movement from place to place. So, this corridor link the places where they normally travel. It also seeks to address the issue of human-elephant conflict and wildlife welfare of domesticated elephants. You know, elephants is in wild. Elephants are also domesticated. Okay, so and there is in the present scenario, if you even in Odisha, there is always man-elephant conflict, because the herd of elephants, they move to the paddy fields and they destroy the crop of the farmers. Thereby, there is man-animal conflict where, so normally both, there is casualty from both the sides. So it is the death of the people and death of the elephant. Both took place regularly in our country. Fine, because they destroy the farm area or the cultivable area, destroy the paddy fields. So enraged people kill the elephants by different mechanism. And you might have seen in the recent past how inhuman man became by giving them some eatables in which they it was a blast. Fine, they electrocuted them. So lot many nefarious attempts are made to kill the elephants. The project is being implemented in 16 states, Union Territory, Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Kerala, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. So in Odisha, we have our in the periphery of Bhubaneswar, we have this Chandaka Dampada elephant region. Okay, so in Odisha, we the Chandaka Dampada. Okay, we have an project elephant in Chandaka. In the outskirts of Bhubaneswar. The project is to ensure the long-term survival to the population of elephants in their natural habitat by protecting the elephants, their habitats and migration corridor. These are the focus of the government. Fine. Other goals supporting the research of the ecology and management of the elephants, creating awareness of conservation among the local people, providing improved veterinary care for captive elephants because captive elephants are also there in the zoo like Nandankanan. Project Elephant has been formally implementing MIKE, monitoring of illegal killing of elephants. It is a program by the government called the MIKE, monitoring of illegal killing of elephants, program of sites in 10 elephant reserves since January 2004 is in operation in India. It is mandatory by COP resolutions of site. Fine. So to implement this mic in the country because so this mighty creature need protection and through Project Elephant, okay, government want to protect them. So government as a measure of further concern declare elephant as the India's that heritage animal and has created awareness. And there are instances of so many elephants being killed either by electrocution or by train accident because normally so the railway routes passes to the forest area as well as the electric lines also comes in the forest area. So electrocution of the elephant herd and that this collision with the train on the track uh, so is a major reason for the death of elephants in large number. So in the recent past we have seen many such instances where either electrocution or train accident has killed a large number of elephants in Odisha and other neighboring states. This is a big concern. To save it, we must take proactive measures. So we must take steps to save this animal because of human mistakes, these mighty animal are the casualty. Fine. So the next item, next topic today is on this. So wheat variety, green revolution in India. When we launch the fourth five-year plan, fine. We launch green revolution in the fourth five-year plan. Okay, and emphasis was on rice and wheat. And the wheat variety for the green revolution we collect from the wheat from Mexico. Okay, subsequently we started research and we have developed a number of wheat variety. And this Pusa soft wheat, Pusa variety is an Indian indigenous development. And this Pusa soft wheat one is the most advanced or the most recent research in the that wheat variety developed in India. The Pusa soft white one is India's first soft white variety. So it is the India's first. Remember this. This is India's first soft wheat variety. Okay, it is registered with the Protection of Land Variety and Farmers' Rights Authority. Okay, so it is protected because it is India's invention. It is suitable for growing in all producing states. Normally, the North Indian states are the major wheat producers, Punjab, Haryana, etc. And this sub variety is suitable for cultivation in almost all producing states. It has a productivity of over 5 tons per hectare. So productivity is much higher, 5 tons per hectare, with protein content of 11.5% and gluten level of 8.9% is very important in case of wheat. Requirement: soft wheat requires less grinding force as its flour has small particles size and absorbs less water when kneaded into dough. So this is the advantage of this. This makes it more tasty. Soft wheat products like cake and biscuit, even noodles, needs less water to be absorbed by the flour for the best quality. So this is the soft quality, and so research is on to develop the soft quality because our own food behavior or consumption behavior is changing, and because we are going for this ready to eat food right now, so for this production we have to import that particular quality of wheat from the international market. And as we are right now able to produce our own variety, so our import will be less on these specific varieties. Fine, we'll be importing very less right now on these two varieties. So on this variety because we have developed our own. Okay, this is regarding this particular news, the sub Pusa subtweet one. Okay, and the this is another question regarding the our launch vehicle GSLV. So ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, is our premier space agency. It has two different domains. One is satellite, second is launch vehicle. Under the satellite, so India launches three broad category satellites. One is INSAT, one is IRS, one is IRNSS. And coming to launch vehicle, we have SLV, ASLV, PSLV, and GSLV. So we have been able to achieve perfection of this level, and this GSLV is under experimentation right now. We want to upgrade this GSLV model launch vehicle, and GSLV most powerful. It can take the satellite to the farther distance. Fine. So this GSLV F10 was supposed to launch the Earth Observation Satellite 03 mission. GSLV F10 was supposed to carry the Earth Observatory Satellite or EOS-03. Okay, F10 to carry EOS Earth Observatory Satellite 03 mission is to be on the GSLV F10. The upper stage of this GSLV Mach 2 rocket malfunctioned, forcing the ISRO to abort the GSLV F10 EOS-03 mission. A leak in the vent and relief valve has led to lower build-up of pressure in the liquid hydrogen propellant tank, leading to a failed mission. So, the GSLV with improvements added to its cryogenic upper stage is expected to be ready in the second half of 2022. Okay, so the mission was delayed because of some problem, technical snag in the liquid engine section. The geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle F10 was designed in 2021 to launch the Earth observation satellite in geosynchronous transfer orbit. Okay, so what it launch? The EOS, Earth observation satellite. Okay, and where it will launch? The geosynchronous transfer orbit, GTO orbit. EOS-03 is the first state-of-the-art agile Earth observation satellite which will be placed in a geosynchronous transfer orbit by GSLV F10. It is from Indian soil. Okay, so the GSLV will launch the Earth observation satellite 03 in the geosynchronous transfer orbit, okay, from Indian soil. It was the target to provide. So what this satellite will do, they provide near time imaging of large area regions of interest at frequent intervals for quick monitoring of natural disasters, episodic events, and any short-term events, to obtain special signatures for agriculture, forestry, water bodies, as well as for disaster warning, cyclone monitoring, and cloud burst monitoring. So this is the objective of this Earth observation satellite, which was supposed to be launched by the GSLV F-10 launch vehicle, but due to technical snag in the process, it has been aborted, and the second half 2022, it has again been rescheduled to be launched in the second half of 2022. Fine. So this is all about the development today. Let's look at the questions that has been made ready for you. Fine. So the first question is with respect to Gonoderma lucidum. Okay. So what this is? So Gonoderma lucidum consider the following steps. It is a medicinal ginger to heal disease like diabetes, cancer, inflammation, and skin infection. So it grows on wood and wood-based substrate only. It is utilized in production of tea, coffee, and anti-aging cosmetics. So it is not a ginger. It is a mushroom. Okay. This is not a ginger. It is a mushroom. Okay. And this mushroom is grown on the hardwood tree. Fine. Normally they are seen in Europe and part of China. No doubt they are wood based substrate only, and they are used in tea, coffee, and anti-aging cosmetics. They are used. So 2 and 3 are correct. But it is not a ginger, it is a mushroom. With reference to Quality Council of India, so what it is? Reference to the Quality Council of India, consider the following. The Quality Council of India is a statutory body set up in the Quality Council of India Act of 1997. It is not a statutory body, and it was not set established. Okay, so in 1997, it was established in 1986, and it is not statutory. Fine. It is not statutory. So it is an autonomous body attached to the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So this is right. So 2 is right, but 1 is incorrect. It was not a statutory body. Neither it was established in 1997. Rather, it was a autonomous body and established in 1986. Fine. About the cyberbullying in India. What is cyberbullying? So cyber, you know. So the fifth domain which has been emerged. So first domain is the land, water, air, then outer space, and the cyberspace. Right now we are able to locate 5 different domains: land, water, air, outer space, and the cyber domain. This is the fifth domain. The crime committed in the fifth domain is called the cyber crimes. And what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is using electronic communication to bully a person and sending messages or threatening action, intimidation. So these are all known as cyberbullying. IPC neither defines bullying nor punishes it as an offense. Okay, so IPC makes it. Okay. Okay. Various provisions of the IPC and Information Technology Act can be used to fight cyberbullying. This needs a special law. So neither one or two are. So not correct. So both are correct. Fine. So okay. So both are correct. Because the IPC can deal this and the Information Technology Act on 2000. Government of India specially passed the Information Technology Act. So both are right. So answer will be. So which of the above statement each are not correct? Because both are correct. So the answer will be D. Consider the following about the rooftop solar scheme and choose the correct statement. It aims to achieve achieve a cumulative capacity of 40,000 megawatt for rooftop solar project by year 2022. This scheme is being implemented in the state by distribution company DISCOMs. The household were required to get rooftop solar panels installed from the listed vendors only to avail the benefits and subsidy under the scheme. So they can get it from all, not the accredited vendors, but all. So 1 and 2 are right. Fine. Government has a target to expand the installation of the rooftop solar panels. So the energy from the solar sources is more harnessed. Fine. Moving next to the question of 5. Which of the following is an example of neglected tropical disease? Okay, neglected tropical disease. Okay, so tuberculosis and malaria are not tropical disease. Okay, but scabies, yas, and trachoma are the tropical diseases. So these three can be called as the neglected tropical disease. They spread due to initial neglects and they are in the tropical regions. Consider the following with reference to UNDP plastic waste management. So plastic waste is being is right now. So emerge as the biggest challenge. Okay, uh, it aims to almost triple its plastic waste management to 100 cities in India by 2024 to combat the damage of effect on plastic pollutions. So initially, their target was for around 36 cities. Okay, but they haven't expanded to 100 cities right now. Initially the target were 36 cities only, but expanded to 100 right now, and by 2024 it promotes collection, segregation and recycling of the all kinds of plastics. So both are correct. So answer will be 1 and 2, because answer which are incorrect, so both are correct. So neither 1 nor 2, so both are correct. OAS-03 Earth Observatory Satellite 03 mission. Fine. Recently seen in news related to which of the following organizations? So this is Earth Observation Satellite 03 mission to be launched by that GSLV. Okay. So in India, but the mission was aborted because of some technical snag in the liquid engine or in the cryogenic engine developed by ISRO to for its GSLV program. And GSLV will launch the EOS Earth Observation Satellite 03 from Indian soil. It was related to ISRO. UV radiation may cause, so this is something different. So this is nothing. UV radiation may cause skin cancer, cataract, suppress body immunity, decrease crop yield. All are correct. So UV radiation from the sun, and because the sun it is growing, that means radiation is growing. So this threat is emerging as a big issue right now for humanity. Fine, we have to be extra concerned about this. And National Water Award is given in the field of water conservation in which category? Best state and best district, best village panchayat and best municipality, best TV show and newspaper only. So all these category. So the National Water Award is because individuals, it needs the support of individuals, institutions, media, NGOs, all. Okay, and elected bodies. So all of these are categorized under it. Fine. So this is what we have discussed today. So keep on watching our program regularly to update yourself. Thank you. Thank you for watching.